Hi, folks. How are you today? It's Brian on a Wednesday. And this morning on the Morning Answer, boy, we were knee-deep and thigh-high in breaking down the presidential debate last night. I sat right here, actually where I am right now. If you can imagine, I probably look like this. I mean, there's nobody here to testify as to what I look like, but I was watching the presidential debate last night between President Donald Trump and challenger Joe Biden, Vice President Corp Pop. Now, before last night, here was the line from Donald Trump, our president. Joe is like not with it. I mean, Joe is very sort of not cognitively there. I mean, Joe really doesn't even know what day it is. So the setup was that, Joe Biden's either nuts or maybe losing it. I don't want to say, this is what his president said to Chris Wallace back when the president was able to sit near Chris Wallace and observe even a scintilla of decorum and societal grace. And that was only about 6 weeks ago. I don't want to say, Chris, that you're senile. I don't want to use that word senile. I just want to say that, he's not like I don't think he knows what day it is. He went from 0 to 60 in about 3 seconds. Last night was wild. And here's what happens, gang, is that, and I've said this before to my friend Jennifer Horn, my co-host, and also to conservatives across the shining city on a hill, America. And I said, look, here's the thing with Trump and his supporters. It's like, hi, Lori, whoever Trump is running against, okay, you take that person and you attribute to that person the most terrible qualities of Trump. For example, it was 2016, and I was running against Hillary. And I'm sort of like a scandalous guy. I'm not a very good guy, which I think, I'm sure the president's a good father, and I think he's a nice person in there. I mean, I think he's demonstrated some kindness in his life, clearly. And I don't know Donald Trump, the person, or President Trump. I did meet him back when he was sort of just doing real estate and golfing a lot. I did actually meet him. I mean, he didn't, but I did. So I'm not saying he's not a nice person. I'm just saying that he was perceived as scandal-plagued in 2016 and without character, right? That's why the Never-Trumpers said, oh, we can't, he doesn't have a character. And character matters. You got to have that character. Have it. Good. Be a person of good character, as George H.W. Bush said against then Governor Clinton in 1992. So I have some really sort of compromised character. So, I got it. Let's tell them all that Hillary is like the worst person in the world and we'll lock her up, right? That's the sound that usually is heard in my neighborhood when I am out on the sidewalk and I back up. Beep, beep, beep. Whitman's moving. Flush in motion. So now it's 2020. President Trump has shown us he's a little wild, with the behavior before last night. Sort of like a very weird sometimes guy. And people say, well, he's not like a normal president. He doesn't behave typically like the president does. I've been saying that forever. I said it before he was elected. But, it's just me. And so along comes the election. So I think a lot of people think I'm sort of not really with it. So, I got it. We'll say that Joe is totally out of his mind. So that's what they do. And the Trump supporters do that. They explain away, or they put themselves in a position to not have to talk about the worst characteristics of candidate Trump because they attribute that worst characteristic to the person running against him. And then the desired result of that is it is all neutralized. You see, it becomes a non-issue. Because if both candidates are bank robbers, well, then I don't think you can really bring up bank robbers and say terrible things about them. Did I think of it? That's pretty brilliant, actually. Yeah, I know you thought of it. Well, I mean, I didn't. It's just an instinct. I know. So last night he comes on to the debate, and I'm watching. And yesterday, during the day, before the debate, I had a conversation with a friend of mine. It's a female. And we were having a little bit of an argument, not a serious. I love this person. This person loves me, and it was not a serious thing. But I'm going to tell you something. It wasn't in person because, you know, who would do that? It was on FaceTime. I had to hang up because this person, I couldn't say anything. How about that? I talk for a living. With her, I could not say anything. Yeah, but let me just talk about. I just wanted, hey, corn pop. And I just wanted to say something, and I couldn't complete a sentence. And I said to her, if she's please, you know, I love my friend. I said, I can't even say anything. I mean, you're not letting me even complete a corn pop. So that was fresh in my mind when Trump got on there and did his crazy routine last night, which isn't a routine. I think it's just him. I think that's Trump, like sugar in the raw, natural sugar at the coffee bean. I think that's Trump in the raw. I mean, that's Trump. That's just him. And about 6 minutes in, I went, oh, no. He's not letting Biden even say things. Right. I mean, I'm not letting you even say a thing. You're not going to say much because I'm so furious with you and with all of these people, with Chris Wallace, who I hate like poison. So Biden was me in the conversation. Yes, the FaceTime on the phone with my friend. Can't complete a sentence, Court. Will you just shut up, man? And I didn't say to my friend, shut up, because I don't talk that way. I said, will you put a sock in it, darling? No, I didn't do that because that would be not chivalrous and it would be disrespectful and not courteous and impolite. And everything, if you're a parent, and obviously you have parents, if you're I'm not Darwin, but if you're living, you had parents. And even if you're dead, you had parents. Parents come with life. No parent would let their 5-year-old act like that. And I have proof. It was a temper tantrum. I was probably 6 or 5 or 6. I was not more than 6. On Staten Island with my dear mother. And it was afternoon time. And my favorite television show in the world was reruns. I'm not that old. I mean, I'm not young either. I'm 48. But when I was a kid, so it's like the very late 70s. I love to watch in reruns on Channel 5 in New York, WNYW, Fox 5. I used to watch reruns of Adam West and Burt Ward, the original Batman, on television. And it was a half-hour show, and it would end with an exciting cliffhanger. If you're 5, it's exciting, and you wonder, will Batman and Robin get out of the quicksand that is drawing them down to the inner depths of hell? Find out tomorrow, same bat time, same bat channel. So it came about that bat time, the next bat day, on that same bat channel, and I went bat. My mom said it's time to go back to school. No, not even time to go shopping. I don't even know what was happening. It's like trauma. I don't remember everything, but I remember the event. My mother insisted that I go to Sears. Yeah, me, 5 years old. I mean, Sears? Mom, Batman is coming on in 3 minutes. You want me to go to Sears? I was 5. She said, I don't want you to go to Sears. I'm telling you we're going to Sears. Now get in the car. You're telling me we're going to what? She drives to Sears. I'm in the car having a 5-year-old tantrum. I don't want to go to Sears. I don't want to go to Sears. Brian, you listen. Why? Why should I listen to you? Because you're taking me to Sears? And I did that. I don't know if I was that good at reducing another human being to, nothing. I don't think I would never do that. I was 5. I was disrespecting my mom. And then we got to Sears. And we pulled and we parked. The car parked. And she said, okay. I said, but Batman is on TV right now, and I sort of need to be watching that show. Don't you sort of understand that, Mom? She said, get out of the car. We have to go into Sears. I remember this. My mother talked about it until she left, until she went to heaven. I said, she opened the door, and I remember I threw myself on the parking lot, on the pavement at the Sears parking lot. Because you're like not a good candidate. So I was throwing myself on the parking lot. I remember this, and I don't want to go to Sears. I don't want to talk about COVID-19. I don't want to talk about the pandemic. Well, Brian, wait. What do you want to tell me? Son, you get up off... what? Get up off the ride? I mean, come on. What do you do in Ukraine, Mom? Get off the parking lot. We're going into Sears. But I'm missing Batman. Get up, Brian. I'm going to tell your father. Oh, you just tell my father. Right. Okay. Tell my dad. Tell Dad. You don't call him right now. Excuse me, Brian. If I... No. I should call my dad. Call my dad. Right. Just get you're sleepy. Sleepy, Mom. Donald Trump was me yesterday at 5. He was a child. Whew. And they did it today. They just say all of the Trump people, oh, well, they were both terrible. Not really. Not really. Not really. Joe Biden is not the greatest candidate. And he might have, if Trump had acted, abnormally, because this is obviously normal for him, if he had acted abnormally, and he probably could have defeated Joe Biden in public perception during that debate. But right, I mean, I'm not even going to sort of like, what does he have, 2 minutes? Oh, okay. Well, we both have two. No, you don't both have 2 minutes. He has 2 minutes, and then you'll have 2 minutes. Oh, and then I'll have 2 minutes? Well, how about this, Chris? I have my 2 minutes, and I have as much of Joe's 2 minutes as I'd like to have. Well, that doesn't work, you see. Why doesn't it work? Well, it doesn't work because those aren't the rules. Well, who made the rules? You agreed to the rules. And this wouldn't really be a problem or alarming if what? If what? It wouldn't be a problem or alarming if what? If you weren't the president of the United States. Oh, if I wasn't I'm the president of the United States. You know what I mean? It's the strangest thing in the world. Oh, boy, oh, boy. And now last thought, the Commission on Presidential Debates, which has put on a couple of successful events in their years. I just saw a report which made me get on here, this Facebook here, and say things because I had 3 hours this morning to say things, but, that wasn't enough. Well, you're weird. You're sort of like, you're an energy vampire, Whitman. You sort of want everybody to sort of hear you. Yeah, but not always. Okay. You're so perfect? Well, no, it's not that I'm perfect. Well, then what are you? What? No, I'm just saying to you, sir, that, really? I mean, come on. Sleepy, Brian. So the Commission on Presidential Debates announced today, because they're obviously Trumpified, they said, we're going to have to change the format of the next debates. What? Do the folks at the Commission on Presidential Debates, or do you, think the problem is the debate format? You think the problem is Chris Wallace? Well, I feel like maybe it could be Chris. I mean, it's not Chris. It's the President of the United States. Because that format, sort of the original presidential debate format, I mean, everybody who has been president, and even those who have not been, have mastered that. Well, how about this? Have debated in that format with decency and kindness and respect and civility, and they were courteous to the other person running. I mean, there were a few zingers, but hey, it's a debate, Well, there you go again. But Reagan, Carter, 1980. I mean, come on. They were nice to each other. Unbelievable. And then even John Kennedy, I wasn't alive for that, but Richard Nixon, I mean, he was furious. Vice President Nixon, And then you had like, in 88, George Herbert Walker Bush and my friend. Yeah, well, not really, but I know him. Governor Mike Dukakis, he's a great guy. One of the great men of industry. They couldn't stand each other. I mean, George H.W., Michael Dukakis here is one of those card-carrying liberals from the ACLU. He tried to, George, let's stop doing campaign events from flag factories. And, okay, it's not personal. Governor Dukakis is a good man. It's just we disagree on that liberalism. Okay, fine. That's fine. That's actually, thank you. That's fine. George, let's, Kitty and I, and they got along. And even in 1992, I mean, I would just want to destroy your legacy, but I want you to know that I thank you. I mean, it's nice. Bob Dole, Clinton, Al Gore, a little rough. Well, George W., I'm fine now. Al Gore was coming. I'm looking at, that was craziness. John Kerry, reporting for duty. I was civil. Well, you're not the most civil guy. Barack Obama, John McCain, I mean, that was civility. I mean, gosh. And then Mitt Romney, who's like actually managed to win one of the debates over Obama, because Obama, I guess, hit his head that day or something. And then even Romney and Obama were nice. But then I was even sort of nice to Hillary. Well, by comparison to last night, you were. So the problem is not the format. The Commission of Presidential Debates ought not change a thing. If the President of the United States can't get it up for a presidential debate and sort of like just be a civil guy, well, then how about this? Joe Biden should say, I'm not going to debate that guy. He's a maniac. He thought I was in that corn pop. Well, I did think you were nuts. I still think you are nuts. Either Biden says, I'm out. Chris Wallace, who I actually tweeted last night, he could have left. He could have said, I'm a professional and this is a disaster, and I'm out. Or how about this? Here, I have the best solution ever as I get very close to you for an intimate shot. How about Donald Trump just isn't president anymore? And not impeach. I mean, that was tried. The Nancy Pelosi. And just, we just vote. I never tell people who to vote for. I will never tell you for whom to vote. I tell you how I'm voting for Joe Biden. And I know that's a precarious position to be in, but after last night, it's like, who are you going to vote for? The guy in the patient at the sanitarium? Or the really old doctor who's not really either with it either. I'm going to go with the really old doctor, and maybe at some point, I don't know, another doctor covers for him. Forward my cause, Corn Pop, to Dr. Kamala. Oh, that's tough too. Dr. Andrew Cuomo. Yes. So if you're a Trump person, stop making excuses for the very obvious behavior last night, because if it was a 5-year-old, you wouldn't accept it. But it's a 74-year-old. We have a lot of excuses. Because I have sort of like a very blessed life. Can you imagine the stories that Ivana Trump could tell, or that Marla Maples in Florida, or even this Melania Trump? Oh, man. He does that on TV. Can you imagine standing in the kitchen? What a monster he would be with his mouth. What? Well, I want $2. Melania, I can understand you because your English is so... But I was like, I can't hear, no, what? You're very rude. Oof. Okay, that is just my... I have to, on the radio, sort of like present a program, so I can't like just... But I do say it like that, but I just wanted to tell you because I just read this commission on president. Don't change the format. expect the President of the United States, the leader of the free world, to rise to the occasion of the debate and conduct his behavior within the boundaries of the format. How about that? You could do that. I could do that. He should do that, I think. Well, that was really good, Whitman. Now you sort of like really let him know exactly. I did, sir. But you're very rude. No, I'm not. Yeah, you are. I know you are, but I'm rubber, you're glue. Whatever you say bounces off of me and sticks to Sleepy Joe.